I'm just making this video to say, if you're wondering where I've been in the fucking trenches. The actual trenches. Hey, today feels bittersweet and there's so much to talk to you guys about, and I wanted this video to be so perfect, and I filmed this video 4 different times, and I'll get into why you're not seeing the videos that I already freaking filmed. But today is a very bittersweet day. I'll give you a state of the union. My nails are press-ons. I'm missing 3 of them. I haven't had a proper nail salon appointment since mid-2022. Like August 2022 is the last time I remember possibly getting my nails done by a professional. This is so TMI, but my toenails are maintaining their length by just purely breaking off when they get too long. Like, that's so disgusting. Okay, at this point you're balancing on a bowl of lemons. I'll just get to the point. Today is my last week in Frame's house, and it doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel, part of it doesn't feel right, but then also part of it feels, I mean, honestly, none of it feels right, if I'm being honest. I decided to take a major life step last year and buy a over $1 million home that was already beautiful and take it upon myself to renovate it into this like fantasy that I had. I wanted a home. You know, I'm born and raised in California. I wanted a place in California for my friends to come and, you know, spend quality time, for family to come spend quality time. I just wanted a home that felt like a place of refuge for like all my friends, all my family, like all the bullshit that happens in our lives. I wanted a place for everyone to just get away, a place to just feel calm, peaceful, beautiful. I wanted it to be like this sanctuary and this total explosion of like everywhere I've ever traveled and everything that has ever caught my eye. All these places that I've loved so much, I wanted to just bring into a home, and I really felt super confident that I could do it. And I felt confident that I could do it alone, and that's the number one problem. And I also felt confident that I could do it in 2 fucking months. What the fuck was I thinking? And you know, I also had this like I was overly ambitious. I had this like thought. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna vlog it all. I'm gonna make so much content about this process and this journey, and it's gonna be so fun and so chill, and I'm just gonna have like so much fun. Well, I'm here to tell you, okay? I know I'm gonna say this in the most like chill, passive, everything's fine type of way. But make no mistake when I say the last 7 months of my life I've been through depression. I have learned so much about myself. I got a psychiatrist. I lost myself. I drained my personality. I drained every single thing about myself. Everything drained out of me, and I'm not gonna cry. That sounds so depressing. I could cry right now, but I'm just not going to. But, you know, here's the thing. The house quickly got overwhelming, like extremely fast. I feel like I'm superhuman sometimes, you know? I like to think that I'm capable of anything and everything. And I know that I am, you know? I do believe that, but under the time frame that I gave myself, it was literally impossible. Like, it was impossible. 2 fucking months to completely renovate a house, film the whole process myself, edit everything myself, tile everything myself, paint everything myself, build everything myself, feed my dog, take care of myself, keep shooting content for Instagram, keep shooting content for TikTok, start my podcast. It was just keep up with my friends, keep up with my relationship, keep up with my family. Like, it was literally, it was impossible. And coming to terms with that really took a fucking big toll on me. I'm talking like, I don't think I've ever cried and had as many mental breakdowns as I've ever, no, when I was a kid, I had more. Since growing up in an abusive household, not to get dark here, I have never felt this unstable and this emotional since then. Okay, first of all, I just want to say, filming the process of this house coming together has been so much fun. I have had so much fun documenting this coming together, but I just feel guilty because there were days, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, like there were so many days working on this house when I didn't even have time to fucking shower. I didn't have time to brush my teeth. And I know, like, queen, give yourself that 10 minutes a day for yourself. Self-care is so important. I know that. But it just started to get like so overwhelming. Like this was like my master plan. Work on the house for 2 months, have 1 month to just chill and like enjoy the house and shoot content of the house and like vibe out and do my job. And then I was gonna move to New York, and that was all supposed to be done literally in October of last year. And now we're in mid-March of 2023. The house still isn't done. I've had no time for myself to even think about what I want out of life and like my priorities and my happiness. Like I haven't had time at all. And the house still isn't even fully painted, and the house isn't even fully photographed, and I haven't edited any content of the house. And it's just like, here we fucking are. How did we get here? And it's just like, how did we get here, starting off in this process, it was, I had like rose-colored lenses on my eyes, if that's the term. Painting walls and like buying decor and like things just felt so optimistic. But it got quickly very overwhelming once I realized all furniture was back ordered. None of the vintage shops had exactly what I was looking for. All my paint colors ended up being fucking ugly, so I had to repaint walls like 3 different times. I couldn't move anything by myself, so any furniture that I bought, I couldn't even like put in my house properly. I don't feel like I'm a stupid person. I feel like I could figure most things out, and I could not figure out for the fucking life of me how to put up IKEA curtain racks. And that's when I realized I had a serious problem. And I had gotten myself in deep caca. Deep shit. So I had friends from LA come over and help me, and I am so thankful for them, because in that early process of like not only moving away from home, away from all your friends and family, away from LA, which is like, your whole career is in LA. So it's just like moving away from it, you're just like, okay, now I'm alone in Palm Springs in my 20s, and I can't even hang a curtain rod, and I'm supposed to make this place a Mediterranean Palm Springs mid-century modern paradise? Like, what the fuck? That's not gonna happen. And yeah, it's just, it was a horrible mental space to be in. And that's kind of when I stopped filming as much, because it was just like, on the list of priorities for a day, if I have like, paint this wall, tile this bench, get covered in concrete, and then your skin starts like, look, can you see this? It's like I was alone. I purposely isolated myself. I had no friends out here. I became friends with the person that worked at the coffee shop and the person that worked at the vintage furniture store, and like even having a conversation with them for 2 minutes every couple days, that was like my human interaction that like I had to be sustained on and like live for. And it's just like, it quickly became, when I started being like covered in paint, going to bed at night with like paint in my hair, paint in my nails cracking, my hands literally bleeding, like I'm not even exaggerating. Filming content just got lower and lower on the priority list. And it's like, who wants to turn on a vlog camera and like talk to a camera when your fingers are fucking bleeding and you're alone in this house and you're stressed, you're losing your timeline, and your bed is covered in dust. Like, filming content just became that extra thing that like I didn't have time for. And just like trying to get to that goal, trying to push forward, trying to not think about my mental health declining, trying to not think about how I haven't contacted my friends or family in a week, just trying and trying and trying. It was really hard to film content in that mental space. Okay, so I thought it was going to get better when Olav moved from Norway to Palm Springs. I really thought, thank God, Olav is coming here to help me deal with all of this mess. He's gonna take the weight off my shoulders. He's gonna help me. No, sis, no, that is not what happened. That is not what happened. Not what happened. Okay, so Olav comes to town, to help me with this house. And quickly I start noticing things are getting more stressful. I am struggling harder. I'm not gonna go through all the details. We can get to this in a different video if you want like the full explanation of how I came to terms with this, but basically I had a lot of mental problems going on that I felt were amplified by this house. In a nutshell, there's always been things that I've wanted to work on with myself. There's always been things that I feel like I don't like about myself, that I struggle with. And I just always thought, that's me. That's just who I am. I'm not good at this. It's my personality. It's something that I don't like about myself. It's just like stuff that I was, honestly blaming myself for being bad at and not understanding why for the life of me, I couldn't fix it. This house just it woke me up to the realization. I had this moment where I was like, holy shit. I was literally like, holy shit. I've been trying to fix this problem every day of my life for as long as I can remember. And not a single thing has really helped me. And I was like, maybe it's time to see a professional. I'd seen therapists, I had seen doctors, I had seen like general doctors about this. Like I had talked to people about it. I'd sought professional help, but something in me just told me like, Ava, contact a psychiatrist. Just go talk to one. Maybe it won't even like mean anything at all, but best case you'll get an answer, whether it's nothing or it's something. So I made an appointment, reached out to a psychiatrist, just to talk about the things that I felt like I've been going through my whole life, the things that I don't understand about myself, and just maybe get some clarity to where, I just wanted like some sort of clarity, even if it was like, girl, you're fine. I just needed that clarity. And so I made an appointment with a psychiatrist, and long story short, I was diagnosed with ADHD, which didn't come as a surprise to me necessarily, but mostly because I knew nothing about ADHD. I don't like to be the person that like self-diagnoses. So I never, I can honestly say I never had a thought to myself where I was like, maybe I have ADHD. I don't know if this sounds weird, but like I didn't want to be like disrespectful, because I was just like, I always thought, oh, if I don't have ADHD and I'm just like thinking that this thing about me is like ADHD, but it's not, and it's normal, then I'm being disrespectful maybe to people with ADHD because I didn't fully understand what it was. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't want to be that person that was like, oh my God, maybe this is ADHD, because it was like, what the fuck do I know? I'm not a doctor. I don't want to insinuate to my brain and self-diagnose that like I have ADHD. So I just never ever did it. I never looked into ADHD. And I just kind of wanted to stay away from like the whole word. Not because I had any problem with having ADHD, I just felt like it wasn't my place to go there because no professional had ever told me I had it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? I don't know. Going into my psychiatrist appointment, I knew nothing about ADHD other than like what the stereotype was when I was like a kid in elementary school. But very quickly, and after a couple meetings with my psychiatrist, it became extremely clear that I suffer from ADHD, and I have my entire life, and no one seemed to catch it. I don't know why no one caught it when I repeated algebra 4 different times, But anyway, I digress. Yeah, I was diagnosed with ADHD, and it was a big step for me because it was the first time that I realized I don't have to blame myself for what I was going through. Like, it's not my fault. How I have a hard time focusing, and how my brain has like 80 different voices in it all the fucking time, and everything is overlapping on top of each other, and I can't see a straight line in my head, and I can't get anything done even when I love to get it done, and I just have a hard time. I have a fucking hard time with a lot of shit. And I hate it about myself. But getting that diagnosis was the clarity that I think I had needed my whole life and never got until I was literally in my late 20s. So anyway, this is a whole different video talking about like all of my signs and all of my mannerisms and all of my like little things and all of that. But anyway, for this video, I was diagnosed with ADHD, which was fine. The thing that caught me though was in my speaking to my psychiatrist about, you know, my symptoms of ADHD and just literally just talking about like what I go through on a daily basis. I found out that I have OCD, and it's bad enough to where I could be put on medication for it if I wanted. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna be put on medication because I just don't want to, but yeah, like the shame that I felt when I was diagnosed with OCD. I felt shame. Is that fucking weird? With ADHD, I didn't feel as much shame. I felt sorry, and I felt shameful for all of the people that I didn't reply to, all of the people that I took too long to send an email back to, all the people that whatever, like I felt like apologizing to all of those people because I realized that it was the ADHD really ruining me from thriving in my friendships, thriving in my business, all of that, you know. I just realized that, and I felt like apologizing to all the people that like I felt. This video is such a mess. Like all those moments where like I wouldn't respond to someone's text because it would like overwhelm me, and then I would get stressed that it was like 2 days later and I didn't want to like be the person that texted them 2 days later, so I just don't text them at all. Like I felt shameful in all of those moments, and I hated myself in all of those moments because something in me completely paralyzed myself from sending a message to reply to their text. And I knew that it was wrong, and I let my body paralyze myself from texting someone back. And I knew in that moment. Anyway, when I was diagnosed with ADHD, I felt like going back and texting all those people and apologizing and saying, hey, I'm really sorry that I didn't text you back that one time. I just realized that I have ADHD, and this is something that I need to actually fucking work on, and I'm not just lazy, and I'm not just fucking stupid, and I'm going to work on this, and I'm sorry. Fucking went on an apology spree when I was diagnosed with ADHD. But OCD, I kept that shit in my head. I was like, oh my God, you fucking idiot. You have OCD. That fucking sucks for you. You suck. This sucks. Because this is the thing with OCD. And if you have OCD, you'll understand this. Genuinely, when my psychiatrist said that my compulsive thinking is not normal, there was not a fucking strand of a hair follicle on my body that could ever think life could be different. Like, there was no convincing me. Zero. ADHD, I could be like, okay, I could read some books on like time management. I could like do all these tricks. There were solutions that I saw in my path. OCD, I did not see a single solution in my path. I genuinely was like, this is my way of thinking and this cannot be changed. My OCD, like there's no other way. And I still struggle with the fact that now that I know that I have OCD, I really struggle with the fact that people don't think the way that I do about the things that I think about. And I want to know what the fuck that's like, but I have no idea what it's like. I have no reference, and that's scary. And that's, I think, where the shame came in. Now I'm living in my mental health hellhole. And I have another person living with me who is driving my OCD off the fucking wall. How am I supposed to do anything? So anyway, I want to say I'm really sorry for not sticking to my word and keeping you updated on this house. I've been keeping you updated on Instagram. I've been keeping you updated on the Frames House Instagram. But on YouTube, it has been really rough just because I have had zero time to edit anything. I have everything filmed, I just haven't had time to edit it. And when I go back to saying like I haven't even had a pedicure since August of 2022, like I don't have time for myself. So it's something I'm struggling with because I'm not giving myself enough time for my own mental health, which is leading to the decline. And there's just too much to do, and I just feel guilty, feel extremely behind on every single aspect of my life. I feel behind on my YouTube channel. I feel behind on my Instagram. I feel behind on the podcast that I want to start. I feel behind on this house. I feel behind on my physical health. I feel behind on my beauty. I feel behind on my skincare. I feel behind on my dog, my relationship, my family. Like, I feel behind on everything. And I just want to be real with you and just let you know, like, that's where I'm at. I've been trying to move to New York since October of last year, September actually. And the last couple months of my life have been really fun. I'm not gonna lie. I had some really fun times. And I got to the point where I was just like, I reached my boiling point and I was like, okay, no more. I'm done being fucking depressed. I'm done struggling with my mental health. I'm done procrastinating. I'm done struggling with my ADHD. I'm fucking at my capacity. Done getting stressed about this house. I'm just like ready to be done. I'm just done. And I got to that threshold. And I'm at that threshold right now where I feel like I'm turning a new leaf. I feel like I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Anyway, the point of this video, you know what's funny is I started this video basically to tell you that I'm about to grout this backsplash of this island, and it ended up turning into me just venting to you guys, and that's fine. Like genuinely, I was doing the intro to grout this island with you guys, and now it's just us hanging out and talking, but there's a lot to fucking say. There's a lot to catch you up on, and like, I don't want this video to be too long, but anyway, long story short, I have an apartment in New York. I'm moving to New York. I shook on it with Olav last week. We shook hands on this shit. Not last week. We shook hands on it literally last night. I don't know what I'm saying. Olav and I shook hands last night that we would be in New York by the end of this week. It is currently Wednesday, and we shook hands that we would be on a flight by latest Sunday night. So I have until Sunday night to finish this house. And there's so much to do, but I'm done. I'm at my capacity, and we are going to get this shit done one way or another. I think I realized in the last week of my life, I have to forgive myself. And it's funny because I always say, you know, that's the first step to getting over whatever you're going through. You have to forgive yourself. It's not just always about like forgiving the other person. Like if someone, like I've been through trauma. And what I've learned about my trauma is, yes, it's important to forgive the person that hurt you. I know everyone's like, forgiveness, forgive the person that hurt you. But I think it's even more important to forgive yourself. And this is a whole video in itself that I actually filmed, but haven't had time to edit. But it's funny because I'm always the person that's like, you have to forgive yourself in order to move on and go forward and step into like the light of it all. And here I am, and I haven't even forgiven myself for this house. And I guess what that means is like, I need to forgive myself for going past my deadline. I need to forgive myself for not filming all the content in the perfect way that I wanted to film it. I need to forgive myself for neglecting my mental health and my body. And I need to forgive myself for being diagnosed with ADHD and OCD. And I need to forgive myself for not moving to New York when I planned on moving to New York. And, you know, there's just so many things I need to forgive myself for. But I feel like this is the week that I'm starting to do that. And I feel really good. Yeah. This is something I've wanted to tell you guys for months. Like, I've been living with this diagnosis for at least 5 months now, like wait, 4 or 5 months. With that being said, I hope this video wasn't depressing. I hope this video was just like honest and real as I can be. But yeah, going forward, we're moving to New York this weekend. That's the plan. I'm finishing the house this week. There's so much to do. I don't even know why I'm filming this video right now because there's so many things to do, but I guess that's the whole point of this video is if there's ever a time to put down the house projects and film the video and prioritize that instead of this, I guess it's right now. So I'm just gonna end this video by saying if you are struggling with anything, please go see someone because it will change your life. And maybe go see a psychiatrist because I saw therapists for many years. If I would have caught this sooner, I feel like my life would have been a lot better. But also I wanna say, if you feel behind, if you feel like you're struggling, if you feel like you're not hitting your goals on time, if you feel like you're not living up to your fullest potential, if you feel like you're behind on life, if you feel like all of these things that I have felt for the past forever, but mostly for the past 7 months, I want you to give yourself some fucking grace. Give yourself grace, give yourself love, and just forgive yourself because listen, life is hard as shit. Life is hard and no one has it figured out, okay? Like literally no one. I'm sure I thought I had it figured out. Even with the stuff I struggled with, I was like, no, that's just me and I can just like deal with it and I have my life figured out. I fucking didn't. So just like give yourself grace because even the most put together people are struggling with shit that sometimes they don't even realize maybe they're struggling with. Let's talk about that. But also, we do so much in this life and we are so centered around productivity and the next best thing. We forget to just live in the moment and be thankful for even existing. I'm sitting in this house. Walls aren't painted, tile isn't grouted, I'm missing half the nails on my damn fingers. My garage is an absolute monstrosity. And the way I used to look at life, and I still do, but I'm trying to be better about it, but the way that I used to look at life is like, there's so many things to be done. But at the end of the day, like if I died tomorrow, who's gonna fucking care that my garage is a mess? Life is beautiful. And it's not only beautiful when everything's perfect. So with that being said, I love you guys so much. I'm gonna grab this island. If you wanna hang out with me, maybe I'll film some, maybe I'll keep this video going. I've never grouted before, so hopefully I don't fuck this up. But I love you guys and thank you for listening and thank you for giving me grace. We're gonna get through this together. Even if you don't struggle with these things, if you do and you feel comfortable, leave a comment because that would help me so much to see how you guys cope with these things. Even if you don't understand, it would be cool to see your comment. Anyway, I love you guys so much and let's go grout this island. Okay. Oh shit. Okay, it's already, okay, we're supposed to go. Oh fucking hell. Oh my gosh, it's spilling so much, okay. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. Oh my God, I'm spilling this freaking everywhere. Okay, this is actually getting a lot easier. It's getting a lot messier. I'm starting to understand it. And it's actually kind of like therapeutic.